Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today's news have to do with Solomon Islands, with Australia, New Zealand, the United States, and China. A few days ago, I posted a video discussing a agreement signed between the Solomon Islands government, leadership, and China. A legal document between two countries, kind of a treaty, whatever you want to call it. And I specified that they will have some economic and security relations between the two countries, and at which immediately the United States felt necessary to uh, urge Solomon Islands to get back in line, since they can't be independent and do stuff on their own. They have to ask the big boss first, and then they can do something about it. Now, last time I used my little globe here, my little friend, and to show where these countries are located. And I did that so we can have a visual understanding of the security that the United States was concerned of. So the United States was concerned with its security because of the Solomon Islands. What if Solomon Islands will have any Chinese military, I don't know, Navy ships over there, or military troops, or installations, and so on? And they tried to bring to life the embassy, reinstate the U.S. embassy in Solomon Islands after the United States closed it in 1993. So now all of a sudden, the United States wants to bring its personnel, if you know what I mean, the bridgehead. When you have a foothold already, you're in the door. So that's why they want to open that. The embassy, reopen it. You know what's happening in embassies, don't you? The personnel. That's why their personnel are kicked out first, because they're full of uh, certain professionals. Now, let me go and explain again here. This is a little globe, and here is Australia, right? And then we got a Solomon Islands right here. So Australia right here, Solomon Islands here. Then we got the New Zealand, right here. And guess where was the United States? United States was right here. So very far away. I mean, if we ignore the how do you call it, Hawaii here, then there's no security threats of any kind from Solomon Island. And then we got China, right, which is right up here somewhere. Where I can't figure it out like this. This right here is China. I don't see the glare. Jesus Christ. Come on, God, help me. All right, so here it is, China, right? Solomon Islands right here. Australia right here, so on. So this is what we have. And this article, we find that, you can't, I mean, certain countries can have security concerns, but other countries cannot. Like, for instance, where Ukraine is. Now that you know where Ukraine is, because I don't know how many people knew where Ukraine was located before this thing with Russia. So Russia, Ukraine, all right? So actually in your side like this. And NATO expansion and so on. Now we seem to, not we seem, we know that the United States considers Solomon Island as being a security concern for the United States, and for Australia, which is next door, and for New Zealand, who's a little bit in the southeast of that. So this article has to do with the following. I put my goggles. It's from the Fox News from the April 25th, 2022. And this is the title. It's by Michael Lee. Australian Prime Minister warns Chinese that new base would be a red line for Australia and the US. You know, as someone said, I mentioned this person in another video. Courage, is alone, and cowardness is always in a team. And so here we have the United States and Australia. They are just ganging on poor Chinese. Anyway, it's just how hypocritical all this is. So Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison warned China against building a military base on Solomon Islands. Why? We can build one in Ukraine if you want, and Russia should shut the hell up, right? Yes, 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 yes. We're entitled, right? We're good. So you see, the rule that works for me should not necessarily work for you, and vice versa. You know, if it works for you, not necessarily applies to me. It's a red line. Well, then what are you going to do, Australia? Are you going to take on China? Okay, maybe you are. I don't think your population wants, or maybe they want, because you're not going to be alone, which is fine. I'm just saying how hypocritical this is. A red line. Isn't that what the Russians said about Ukraine being a NATO member? A red line? Mm-hmm. And what did NATO do about it? Get out of here. Go and play your music somewhere else, a different table. So, and this I'm quoting, working together with our partners in New Zealand and of course the United States, I share the same red line that the United States has when it comes to these issues. So remember that globe over there? So United States issues the same red line as they, because they're very close. It's very strategic interest. It is. I'm not saying that, but you know what I mean. United States has Japan next to China, and there's not a red line. That's a-okay. Besides, United States has bases in South Korea. So that's another red line for anybody over there. No concerns for the North Koreans, basically China, basically. But you know why? Because United States is the good one, the good country, the perfect country. And these guys are all bad. Bad, bad, bad. All right. So we won't be having Chinese military naval bases in our region on our doorstep. Oh, Prime Minister Morrison has big yeah, because he looks bad. Are you here? Yeah, okay. We're not gonna tolerate any Chinese bases on our doorstep, okay? Was I okay? Was I good? So, nevertheless, this is what it is here. And then it says that they are all upset with Solomon Islands. Solomon Islands, a nation consisting of a population of less than 700,000. 700,000 people. I was about to say dollars. Across hundreds of islands, is situated in the strategically important waters in the South Pacific Ocean near Australia and New Zealand. It's strategically because you say so. Maybe it is, but I bet if Chinese were going to move a little bit east or west, east can't really move, but west, a little bit northwest, the same, strategic over there. That's, you go to Philippines, you go to you Malaysia, you can't do that, or Papua New Guinea, right there, you can't have that. It's all strategic. That means you're not welcome here. All right. So the agreement between Solomon Islands and China allows China to send police and military to the nation after it was plagued by deadly riots last year, with unrest and looting that led to the death of 3 civilians. That's laudable. They want to keep it in peace and quiet and civilized society, yes. But the US and its allies fear that China's ultimate aim is to set up a military base on Solomon Islands. It might be, and I think it is, expanding its military reach in the region and threatening the US Navy's ability to patrol key transit routes. What? So this is China expanding its military reach in the region and threatening the US Navy ability to patrol. Patrol is the military, is the police who patrols the world? Yeah, that's exactly what happens. So you can come over here because that's my neighborhood, and I'm, I have the Monroe Doctrine, and I have this doctrine, I have doctrine. You stay away from it. Remember what happened with Japan before the Second World War, before the Pearl Harbor? The same thing. But you can do business here. You can take your resources from here in Japan. You can buy over there. You can deal with these guys. This is our interest. This is our region. Stay out of it. And the guy says, yeah, okay. So what? Are we going to just stay and starve or something? No. And that triggered that. That's one of the reasons why Japan attacked Pearl Harbor. Oh, you didn't know that? That connection? It's fine. I don't think it's in the uh, governmental approved history books here, but you can find that information very easily. It's available, it's there. And maybe the connection is wrong, right? Yeah, just read what the Japanese talked about and what the Japanese discussed and requested from the Americans before that. And that was basically what it is. They wanted no sphere of influence necessary. That too, because they were expansionistic, so they want to expand, but also they wanted access to resources. And this guy said, no, okay. So then we're going to solve it in a different way. And ended up like it ended up. So this is a shared concern, not just Australia. This is Australia and regional governments, particular places like Fiji and Papua New Guinea. Morrison said, oh, so it's you can't come here. It's our neighborhood. But you guys can go to Ukraine, right? You can go to Georgia, right? You can go to all this. You can, yeah. And now I can see NATO going to Finland, right? Yeah, that's a-okay with that. To Poland, Romania, that's fine. That's not Russia's neighborhood. It's American neighborhood over there too. So hypocritical. All right, it says here we wouldn't have to cut foreign and development assistance, which is in an important development and national security. We wouldn't have to cut bilateral aid by 28% on average every year. It says here the Foreign Affairs Minister Penny Wong said of what the Labour Party would have done differently, according to ABC Australia. So they're trying to impose some sanction, I guess, on these islands, uh, blackmail and threats. And you want to join that club when you treat it like that? Do what I say, otherwise we're gonna. All right. Well, this guy says that he wants a different approach. The leader of the Labour Party, different approach, but it doesn't work that way. It's just how do you call it? How to call it? Hypocrisy. Rules here, no rules there. Just put this in the context of Ukraine in this matter, and see how these things could be allowed here but not allowed there. So I don't know. Well, if it works, I guess. See how far it goes. We'll find out. Well, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you in a moment.